Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our interview series. My name is Stephanie Desaulniers. I am the Deputy Director of the Covation Center, and I am so excited to introduce our next guest, someone who has attended our Small Business UnConference. Hannah Benninger is the creator of Random Epiphany Arts. Hannah, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Great. So, what is Random Epiphany? What do you do?
Yeah, well, I am an artist located in Perry County, Pennsylvania, and my art is very quirky, very fun. I use paint markers and micron pens as my medium, and I illustrate fun characters and pieces. Like I said, very, very quirky and unique stuff for sure.
Oh,
But
I love
I've recently, yeah, it's great. But I've turned my artwork into a variety of products, prints, cards, stickers, bookmarks, and pins, to name a few. And my main source of income as a business right now is through vending at festivals and street markets throughout, the central Pennsylvania area. And I do also have my products in a few stores as well. So it's very exciting.
That's great. And so, how long have you been doing art as a business?
Yeah, well, I officially launched my business the very beginning of September of this year, so still pretty recent. Only been going on for about 2.5 months.
Okay, that's exciting though.
Hmm.
Um,
It is.
and and so, you've only been doing this for 2.5 months, but what was kind of the impetus where you were like, I'm gonna start selling my art?
Yeah, great question. Um, well, I always grew up drawing and doodling. My parents really encouraged art, for sure. But I never thought that I was any good at it. It wasn't until, just like 5 years ago or so that I picked up drawing again and found that I enjoyed it. So it quickly became a hobby that I was doing all the time, and I had some people that were really close to me that began suggesting that I start selling my artwork, which I thought was ridiculous. I still feel like that sometimes, like my art, there's no way my art is good enough to sell, but I mean, I've proved myself wrong, which is great. But as a Christian, I am a Christian. I prayed about it and trusted God with the suggestions that people were giving me about selling my artwork. And he opened the door for me to meet a, amazing individual, Hannah, also named Hannah, of Owl Feathers Watercolor. Amazing person who was just so, so excited to just teach me everything she knew or knows about this business. She's also an artist. Um, so she just took me under her wing and taught me everything. And sometimes all you need is someone to believe in you and answer your hundreds of questions.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. And I will say I was so excited when the other Hannah um I guess introduced us. So for anyone who's tuning in, Hannah Smolinski of Val Feather Watercolors, we also interviewed her for this series. Make sure you check out her video. But working with her was fantastic. And when she's like, hey, I have this other Hannah who I really think should attend the UnConference, and she was talking you up like crazy. So I felt like I already knew a little bit about you before you even showed up in the room, which was so fun.
Yes. Yes.
But I love those kind of, supportive relationships, right?
Yeah.
And that's really kind of what we work towards at the Covation Center too, right? It's all about how can we help each other along in this wonderful adventure of running a business. So it was just so great to hear Hannah, saying that she's like, I know this other young artist, and she's like, I think she's really good. I think she could really do it. So that was fantastic.
Mhm.
So, Hannah, you are very, very new into the business side of your art. And so usually I like to ask people, what kind of advice would you go back and give yourself? But since you are really still in these early stages, what I would love to hear is what is some advice that you've been given that you have found extremely beneficial as you've been starting out?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much beneficial advice that I've been given. So that's a hard question for sure. Um, but probably one of the biggest things or advice was just, you're going to be exhausted. you're going to be broke. You're going to be frustrated and you're going to make a lot of mistakes, which is very true. I've made so many mistakes. But just that I can do it, and I am doing it. And so just to have so many people believe in me and encourage me in that way, um, that advice that you're going to be exhausted, but you can do it. I think that has been instrumental for me personally.
Yeah. Nothing like hitting you with the honest truth early on though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, being able to go into it eyes wide open, I'm sure that has helped as well, knowing it's not, it's not just you. Like, this is normal. This is what it's
Yeah.
gonna be. Yeah.
Yes.
So what do you see in store for you in the future? What do you hope to kind of build this business side of your art into as you look forward?
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, I do have some of my products in stores right now, which is very exciting. Actually, today I just added another store to my list, of places that have my products, which is great. Um, so I'm planning on, especially with the slow season for vendors coming up, after the holidays, I plan on really jumping more into that, into having my stuff in a lot more stores, coffee shops, stuff like that. And then down the road, you know, there's a lot of things that I'm considering. I've thought about um, having like I'm trying to think of a good example. Um, but have you ever, I don't know if you've ever been to those shops that have just lots of local artists and it changes every month. Like all different, pottery and
Yeah.
jewelry, art, all sorts of stuff. I would love to have something like that someday, where it's not just my own stuff, but also other local artists as well. So that's something that I've kind of been, throwing around inside my brain, but that's going to be a long ways off. I've obviously just started, so
Oh, I love that though. That's such a great vision for the future though,
yeah.
of what this could take you to. So very cool. Well, Hannah, where can people find more of your or find out more about you and then discover some of your art or some of your products?
Absolutely. I'm on social media, Instagram and Facebook. If you look up Random Epiphany, you will find a very, very fun fish that is doing the splits. You will know it is me by that logo. Um, yeah, so social media for sure. I do have a website that I just got up and running. It's been a long time coming. But so I have that as well, which you can find the link on my Instagram page as well.
Great, fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Hannah. So, anyone who's interested in connecting with Hannah, we will include the links to her social and her website along with this video. And if you're interested in learning more about the Covation Center events, workshops, or programs like the UnConference that Hannah attended, I will include our links with this video as well. So definitely check out Hannah. Come check out the Covation Center. See how we're supporting businesses like Hannah in Central Pennsylvania. And Hannah, again, thank you so much. It was so wonderful meeting you at the UnConference, and I've loved getting a few minutes just to learn more about your business today.
Absolutely. Thank you again so much for having me.